Economy. Biden's and Trump's economy are on 12th chart, with both presidents making their contributions to the U.S. ahead of 2024 election. How do their claims come together? There is less than a year left until the presidential election, and voters across the country once again have economic issues in mind. Despite the economy recovering faster than the pandemic, President Biden struggled to convince Americans that his policies were improving their finances. The majority of Americans still say they trust the way former President Donald Trump manages the economy more than Biden does. Both presidents' economic records were determined by the pandemic and its aftershocks. The Kovid crisis has overturned the job market, increased high inflation for decades, and increased federal debt by trillions of dollars. The economy today is very different from the economy in 2017, where Trump took office. But the data shows how each administration has left a mark. Biden added 14 million new jobs in less than 3 years. Adding more, it brought the black unemployment rate to a record low and reduced student loan debt by billions of dollars. Trump, meanwhile, presided over a period of inflation, low interest rates and gas prices. Here are 12 graphs that show current state of the economy according to Trump administration. 1. Business gains. The surprisingly strong labor market is probably the biggest victory of the White House. In some ways this rise was inevitable. Biden took office at a time when millions were still unemployed because of his pandemic. Yet rapid employment growth in recent years has exceeded economists' expectations and fueled the economy's box office breaking growth. Even more noteworthy is fact that labor market remains strong despite aggressive efforts of Federal Reserve to slow down economy. As long as Americans were employed, they were able to withstand inflation and sustain spending, which allowed the economy to grow. Employers created 400,000 million jobs during the Biden administration, with an average of more than 14 positions per month. But recently the pace of job creation slowed, and in November 199,000 new jobs emerged. In contrast, in Trump's first 3 years, the economy added an average of 176,000 new jobs per month. Shutdowns and layoffs due to the coronavirus resulted in more than 20 million job losses. Unemployment rate. In addition to increase in Kovid sourced throughout much of 2020 and 2021, the national unemployment rate remained low throughout presidencies of both Trump and Biden. Unemployment declined during Trump years to 2020%, the lowest level in half a century. Just before pandemic, during Biden's presidency, the unemployment rate fell further, down to 3.4% earlier this year. It is currently at 3.7%. The years-long increase in recruitment has been particularly good for workers who are generally underrepresented in the workforce. Unemployment rates for Spanish workers, Black women and people with disab